Alita Battle Angel is the new film by Robert Rodriguez and produced by James Cameron, and this is yet another Hollywood adaptation of a Japanese manga or Japanese anime, depending on which medium you are more familiar with. I was really looking forward to this movie, not just because this is, another big budget Hollywood adaptation of a Japanese property, but also this is the new film by Robert Rodriguez, and I'm a big fan of his work, particularly his earlier films, and I like James Cameron, so I was really curious to see what these guys can do with this material. And I gotta say, I've never read the manga or seen the anime version, but I went in hoping this was gonna be good. Here are my thoughts. Here's what I think about the movie. I think, from the visual standpoint, this movie looks incredible. I love the world they created. I love the way this movie looks. I love the color palette of it. I thought the way they created Alita was really cool. Just from the visual standpoint, that character looked awesome. And I know a lot of people were bothered by her eyes. The eyes didn't bother me. The mouth bothered me a little bit. Not because it looked terrible, but because the mouth movement and the line delivery didn't match. So I was like, the lines are coming out a little, like 2 seconds earlier than the mouth movement. So that bothered me. But just as far as that character goes, I thought she looked really cool. And all the action set pieces are amazing. They are a lot of fun. This is a visual effects heavy movie, so there's not a lot of practical stunts. But the action is amazing, and I love the motorball sequence. That 5-minute sequence was really exciting. It's breezy. It moves like fucking bullet trains. And it was energetic, and that part for me was my favorite part of the movie. Everything else, though, is kind of okay. The story is really baggy. The movie leaves with too many threads hanging. The movie does not have a main through line. Like, if somebody asks me, hey, give me a plot summary of Alita because I'm thinking about going to see it, I wouldn't be able to give one because there are so many individual stories and events in the movie that really don't come together. Like, take Aquaman, for example, which is a film that I still have mixed feelings with, but at least that movie had a main through line, which was, it is a story about Arthur Curry, who I guess tries to defeat his half-brother and become the king of Atlantis. That was the main plot of the movie. Sure, there are other stuff thrown in there, but that is the main plot of the movie. In the case of Alita, I can't think of one because there are so many stories and world-building stuff thrown in there. So I won't be able to give you a plot summary because there's just so much stuff crammed in to this 2-hour-long movie. I also feel like, and I didn't read the script, but I feel like this is one of those films that the script was about 150 pages long, but the studio wanted a shorter film, so they had to cut out a lot of scenes. And there were several times during the movie where it jumps from one scene to another, but not in a very organic way. It just felt like, did I miss a couple scenes? And I gotta say, there were large sections of the movie where I was kind of bored. Partly because almost every line of dialogue felt expository. It's a lot of exposition. It's a lot of characters explaining things as in like the plot or the character backstories and all the other stuff involving this world. And I felt really disconnected. I was kind of checking my watch a lot. Also, there's not a lot of interesting ideas in this story. Like, a lot of cyberpunk stories like Akira, like Blade Runner, like Ghost in the Shell, and many other, and to some extent RoboCop too. That is also a kind of a cyberpunk movie. Those films, those stories often deal with interesting ideas about consciousness, about the relationship between the flesh and the mechanic body, and memories and characters finding out who they are, that kind of stuff, that kind of thematic depth. This movie doesn't have that. And the actors, despite their, screen presence, likable screen presence, they're kind of wasted. Like, Christoph Waltz, he can do a lot with, like, very little material. He was fine in the movie, but Jennifer Connelly and Mahershala Ali were wasted. So overall, I found the movie a little disappointing. There is a lot to like here, and once again, as far as, visuals go, it looks incredible. And if you were just wanting to see a, surface level spectacle action movie, you're gonna have a blast with Alita Battle Angel. But for me, I wanted more. I wanted more depth in the story. I wanted more character development. I love the world. The world building is well done, but everything else, everything around it is kind of average. So I'm gonna give Alita Battle Angel a C. Now, having said all that, if they do make a sequel, I'm down to check it out. I think they can do so much with this universe, and if they do expand this universe and take these characters to different places, I'm down to go see it. I'm down to give it a go. But as far as this film goes, I was a bit disappointed. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and, spread these videos through social media and everything. And I will see you guys very soon.